Hello, my name is Brian David George, and I am based in Barcelona, Spain. I originally was raised in Newport News, Virginia in the United States, and I'm going to be talking about some cultural differences in the workplace between Spanish working culture, Catalan working culture, and US working culture. Specifically, when I had this incident that I'm going to talk about, I was living in Madrid, Spain at the time, so there's a difference between Madrid's professional culture and Barcelona's professional culture. I had just started working in study abroad, and the resident director who came to direct the program was from the US. He was a Spanish professor actually at college in New England, and he came over to direct the program in Madrid. We had an orientation that was happening in the south of Spain in Andalusia, and yeah, we had a very interesting experience where he brought his cultural values as to what time and organization means, and he met with the cultural values of what time and organization mean in the south of Spain, and that kind of put me in the middle, and he kind of had a meltdown and got angry with me when students were supposed to be starting their orientation classes. They were supposed to be in classrooms, and the people at the location where we were having the classes were very laid back in the typical Southern Spanish way. And, you know, time is not as important in Spanish culture as it is in US culture. In US culture, time is money. In Spanish culture, time is time, you know, and the concept of time is a little bit different. So if class starts at 9, students are still figuring out where to go at 9. Okay, that's fine, you know, no pasa nada. There's no need to worry about it. We'll just get them to their places. And so the director came and kind of yelled at me because students were not where they needed to be and what was going on. It was really interesting for me at the time. I didn't quite understand that it was something I didn't have to take personally. It was his own, you know, unconscious biases going on there about how things had to be and how Spanish people were one way or another way, and the right way to be was the way the Americans did things. And it was just really interesting to see how those different ways of seeing things kind of lined up and created that explosion. It was really cool for me to kind of get that introduction a while back to that there are many different ways of seeing things, and that, you know, the funny thing about those different points of view is that everybody's right. You're right, and you're right, and you're right. And even though it seems like you're completely on different sides of an issue, you're all right because you're all operating with what you think is the right way of doing things. So that was a learning experience that I was happy to have later on afterwards. At the time, it didn't feel very good. Now I know to take things professionally, not personally. And yeah, it was good. It's now fun to laugh at. So that was one experience that I can talk about of intercultural professional differences between the US culture and Spanish culture.